Welcome back. This is segment number 69 out of 70 of Making Sense for 7 Minutes. And in this summer-long series, we've been surveying in bite-sized pieces our historical narrative as given to us in the Bible, and asking always the immeasurably relevant question, so what? And this time out, we're going for the really big so what. As we've reviewed our narrative, at one point we took a bird's eye view using a timeline and noted that the next major thing that we have to look forward to is the coming of Jesus once again. Now, notice that on this timeline, I deliberately extended the line because the end of human history, of which you and I are in the flow, will not mark the end of human existence for any of us. We still have our eternal destinies to anticipate. So, let me ask a question. Will everybody die? No. There will be an entire generation of people who will never experience physical death because they will be the generation that's here when Jesus returns. This may include you and me. It may not. But without question, one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to leave and go to Jesus, or Jesus is going to come to me. As the Bible speaks of our historical narrative, it also speaks of our own personal individual narratives. And it speaks of our death and our existence following death. And the Bible is very realistic. It doesn't avoid the fact that our own approaching death can be unsettling. There is a psychological condition known as necrophobia, the fear of death. And the Bible speaks to that. In the New Testament book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 15, where we're told that one of the reasons that Jesus came was to free those who through fear of death were subject to slavery all of their lives. And the Bible has a surprising amount to say about what I'll refer to now as heaven and what Christians have to look forward to. Although we are told in 1 Corinthians 2:9 that the eye has not seen, the ear has not heard, it has not even entered into the heart of man what great things the Lord has in store for those who love him. Let me share with you 11 highlights that followers of Jesus do know that we can look forward to, and that those who are not trusting Jesus have available to them. Now, I'm going to run through these and give you the scripture references so you can double check on me if you want to. All right? 2 Corinthians 5, 6 through 8 tells us that to be absent from the body means to be present with the Lord. That means that my last breath on earth will be my first breath in heaven. 2 Peter 3:13 lets us know that there will be a new heaven and a new earth. Our eternity will be lived out on terra firma, which is not surprising since our physical bodies will be resurrected, and they will be resurrected, according to Philippians 3:21, in the fashion of Jesus' own resurrected body. Now, with that in mind, look at Jesus' resurrected body in Luke 24. And what we realize there is that our identities will remain intact, our memories will be intact, relationships will be intact, we will have sensory engagement with the world, our character will be perfected. Because, as 1 John 3:2 tells us, we will be like Jesus. But best of all, check out John 14:3. We will be with Jesus. And finally, as Revelation 21:3-4 tells us, he shall wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there shall no longer be any mourning or crying or pain. These things have passed away. So, although death certainly brings about grief over the death of loved ones, grief over our own deaths, 1 Thessalonians 4:13 reminds us that we grieve, but not as those who have no hope. Thanks, y'all.